Okay. Test. Calista, this is working. First of all, I mean, I'm off to a great start. I started by having the phone the wrong way. Is this okay? Calista, are you there? Can you see me okay? I can see your message. I just want to double check this is working. So this is all up and running, I believe. How can you tell? Testing. Is the stream working? How is this? Is this working? Let me know if you can see this, if this is working. Am I doing it right? Is it just super delayed? You know me, I'm not tech savvy at all, guys. But I thought I'd try one of these because everyone's been saying about doing a live for a while. But am I even doing it correctly? Have I figured it out? I thought I just pressed the live button. But I don't know. I don't know if it is. Let me know. Or should I be using a laptop instead? Is this actually working? Say hi if you can see me. I can't see the chat. Should I be doing something? How do I, Callisto, I can only see your word saying test. But I can't see anything in the chat. Is this working, guys? Can you see me? Am I talking to myself? Damn technology. My goodness. You see, this is why I don't deal with technology, guys. This is the reason. I don't know what I'm doing with it. And Joseph's in the middle of filming a video, so I don't even have him to show me. I don't know if it's better doing it from a laptop, but then my camera on my laptop is awful. Can anyone tell me? Tell me if you're here. Communicate, somebody. I can't see anything. What's all these? There's all these funky settings here. Does this do anything? No, these are fancy filters. Okay, what is that? I don't know what's going on. Help me, guys. Help me. Help. Oh, there we go. It's not working, is it? It's not working. Send me some telepathic messages. You're going to have to send me telepathically your messages because I can't see any. Why is the chat not working? Why is the chat not working? Bear with me. Ah, there we go. Oh my goodness. All of a sudden, all of your chats came in at the same time. What on earth is going on? So you guys are saying that it's working. Yeah, look, I've got a million messages here. All of you are saying it's working. I couldn't see anything. Well, we're off to a good start, aren't we? See, I told you. I warned you all, but you're just like, no, do a live. I was just excited that I was able to do a hypnosis and actually post it on. I have to admit, I didn't post it up. Joe had to do that because I don't have a clue. Oh, but you're all here. Yay. All my familiar faces. How are you all? This is so exciting. I used to do lives all the time on TikTok and stuff. So I'm used to it on TikTok, but here I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't know why it was so delayed. So I apologize. Marissa, you're here. Katrina, everybody's here. Claire, Random G, hey. So what have you guys been up to? Yara, my sweet, love you too. Hi, peace, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, it's so good to see you all. Love you, Krista. Hi, Preeti, Amy, Lamala, like so many. Rita, Bromax. How are you guys? Michelle? It's so good to see you all. How have you been? What's it like on the other side? Girl, you have 1% battery. Nicole? Nicole, what's going on? Go charge that beast. Yeah, oh, you're all good. Peace, that's so good. Red Thread, I see you guys all the time in the comments. We should do Zoom meeting. What, like a little kind of, we should do like a little family thing. You know, like some people were saying about doing like a little kind of live, as in like a live sort of conference thing, a live talk thing. But I think, I don't know how many of you are actually based in London, though. That's the thing. A lot of you are thinking in the US. Am I right? You're going to work, Katrina. What time is it over there? You work late like me. Miss Butter's perfect. I love that. Get yourself a hot drink, guys. I love your video about how you and your SP manifested each other. Leah. Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah, Claire. She's excited. You guys. I love this. Je, is that right? Je, have I pronounced it right? Thought I was manifesting SP, but ended up becoming a co-owner of a company. Not what I wanted, but I can't complain. Like, interesting. Yeah, but that could all be part of your bridge. Conscious reclamation. I love it. Hi. You're in the UK, Claire. Oh, okay. Nicole, you're in London as well. 11 a.m. Queen, where are you? 11 a.m. You must be, gosh, you must be like, you could be in California or something like that, right? Michelle, you're in NYC. Well, hey. West Coast Lumi. Oh, you sweetheart. And you're in Colorado. Wow, look at you guys. Love the energy, the unpredictable life. I know, Nicole. Welcome. If you guys want an unpredictable live session where I know my stuff about manifesting, but you want to talk to me about technology and how to set these things up in the first place, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Akari from Canada. Marissa, you're in the US as well. Yep. Peace. Germany, Hamburg. Wie geht es dir? What, John, hey, what can it mean if all my manifestations stop dead? John, wait a minute, I'll get to your questions, don't worry. Diane, you guys, near Bromley, Eve, near Bromley, lots of Europeans here. There are lots of Europeans. Cape Town, random G, really? 100. All the way in Cape Town. Amy, you're in the UK too. Joyce, hi Joyce. You're in Indonesia. Wow, Washington, Slovenia, Canaries. My goodness. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. You guys are from all over the place. You guys are from all over the place. So I'll try and answer as many questions as I can, but please bear with me, okay? Because I try to give as much detail as I can in my answers. So if this is anything like TikTok can be sometimes, then it means that I get very overrun with questions and I can't keep up. I promise I'll do my very best. Just bear with me. John, you were saying about your manifestation stop dead, hun, but they can't stop dead. It's essentially happening all the time, all around you. A manifestation is simply an expression of yourself, a mirror projection of yourself. Your reflection doesn't just stop dead, it just carries on. It's like gravity, doesn't just stop dead, it carries on. This is a law, a universal law. So it's not that it's stopping dead, it's in movement, it's in transit, if you want to think of it that way. But remember that there's a lot of stuff that is not going to make sense to you. I'm just going to have a look here. I was working on manifesting my SP. Unfortunately, he got back with his ex and she was asking for marriage. However, for some reason, my energy turned quite glam. And I got all my other exes coming back. Angel. Even the ones who are resisting, but not my SP. I bumped into him, though, more often. So, Angel, you will notice that. That is very, very common. Very commonplace. But we have our sights set on the SP. But because, as well, sometimes because of that, we tend to harbor a lot more resistance towards SP than we would, say, some of our other exes. But I was like that. I adopted the mindset of all of my exes come back. Of course they all come back. And they all do, every single one of them. But then some people freak out a bit when I say about, yeah, you know, I've had one SP come back 7 years later. I had another one come back, 5 weeks later. But Fodinimu, yes, Fodimitiganis, even the ones who resist. Yeah, so anyone else excited that Joseph moved to London? Oh, Queen is so sweet. You've been like on my videos. I love it. catching up with the lowdown. But yeah, Joseph lives here with me now. The state of Arkansas. Oh my God. Is that Arkansas, isn't it? See, I figured out how that's pronounced. Sarah, Oregon, London. Girl, random G, you know what? I had a lot of South African friends growing up. So I don't know much. I know Khandit. They used to, as a term of endearment, call my other friend Farki, which I think is piggy or something like that. So some really random words that I know. Don't ask. uh, we had some sessions last year. Laura, of course I remember you. My goodness, Laura Fabrice. We had sessions last year. You did really, really well. And I like that. I don't know if you remember me. Girl, I'm not senile yet. I'm not that old that I'm losing my memory. Although sometimes I do wonder. So I'm just going to scroll down because I think I am really behind already on the comments. Diligently. Oh, Twinkle Crafters, thank you. So good to see you. Anyone from Canaries, I'm a new subscriber. Wow, Suzanne, Rochford is so nice to meet you, darling. Welcome. Welcome to the family. Like, it's so, what a beautiful connection. Any reason why I still want my old SP and compared others to her? Is it me not moving on? Jet, it might be. You know, it's worth looking into that. What is it about this specific person that makes it hard to move on and stuff? That's not to say that, okay, if you want a relationship with them, manifest that relationship. But for some people, it's quite difficult. Depends what's going on in the past, depends what kind of baggage you're bringing up from the past as well. But there's a reason that you still desire that specific person. Your higher self knows that that possibility to have that relationship rekindled, it already exists. And that's what it is, you know. It's just that, can you connect with it? Can you make that, can you merge with that desire? Can you decide that, yeah, that's what's going to happen? Suzanne, Michelle, been listening to Joseph's content too, and it's amazing. Thank you, Michelle. I shall let Joseph know. Well, he's going to come and join in. He's at the moment, he's a bit behind with his scheduling. We've been getting a bit behind. We've been so busy. Eve, why does SP come in really quick after a one-to-one session with you, Athena, and then after a couple of weeks he drops off? Can you please make your energy so we have our SP stay for good? Eve, of course. It's because you keep stating that. It's because you know after we have a session you're going to get like the most movement, but that's not the case at all. It's not to do with the fact that we've had a session, although I will say that we remove a lot of your resistances and we get you back into the state, and then that's why, and then we slip back into old ways. It's just that persistence in the new state, you know. JM, you're in no contact with your SP for 4 months. That's okay, darling. What are you making that silence mean? Always, you guys that are in a period of silence from your manifestations, what do you make that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean you can't have it? Does that mean it's not working? God, no. No. Did someone send me Mike P? Oh, thank you, Mike. That's ever so sweet of you. Oh, I've never, you're my first. Oh, thank you so much. That's super. That's so cool. Thank you so much for the donation. Like, I'm just lost with all this stuff, guys. I am just lost with it. I'm trying to keep up with you all. Bear with me. This being my very first live, there's probably a lot to get through. But Christina, how you been? Where you been all my life, huh? You know, been apart from my husband for a year, together for 37 years. He visited yesterday and he wants to sell our home. Time to move on, he said. I've been working on self-concept. I felt sure he was going to come back. So again, Nicole, what does that mean? What are you making that mean? Do you know what? So many times, and this is the thing, this is why I say to you guys, live the law, make it your lifestyle. Don't just have SP, you know, manifestation and that's it. Have some other desires too, because you're going to see that bridge unfolds in so many ways. And sometimes it seems to be going in the opposite direction of what we want, you know? That doesn't mean that it is. That's just an interpretation. I absolutely love this. Mike, you are such a star. Binging addicted, your vibe is like my virtual best friend as a therapist. Queen, you are so funny. I love it. I absolutely love it. So let me kind of work my way down. If we are already impressed, the subconscious, and the seed is planted, When we spiral, can it be right? So can it be miscarriage, that mental miscarriage that Neville talks about? I try not to pay attention to that. Yes, we can derail, and I could go in the direction of my desire and then suddenly kind of be like, okay, I've fallen out of, well, not fallen out of, but you know, I've gone into another state of, I am the person who has this desire, to I am not the person who has this desire. Manifestation is immediate. So doesn't matter. I spiral, whatever. Let me spiral, let me cry, whatever. Let me get it out of my system for a few days. Let me occupy the state again. Immediately planted, and it's done, and I'm back on the direction. Don't allow things like spiraling to get in the way. That's not a condition. You're going to have your spirals. You just are. We're human. This whole notion of don't react to the 3D is totally unrealistic, totally unhealthy, and not what you should be doing with the 3D anyway. You should be enjoying life, living your present moment, and using it as a feedback loop, because that's what it is. You're trying to discover about yourself. What do you do when you look in the mirror reflection? Do you kind of do your hair and your makeup and stuff, and then I'm going to look at the mirror, but no, I must ignore the mirror. I can't look at it. Well, why? Why? Look at it, because then if you see something that you don't like, you can correct it, you know. SP said he feels a connection, but unsure what it is. With that, I knew he will be mine at some point. I love this game. Yeah, I know, you know, I know. The Kate Moss of manifesting peace. Oh, I've never heard of that. She's British though, isn't she? How they treated me, the way they helped me grow in a very subconscious, physical way. They've never seen anyone so beautiful. See, that's beautiful, Jess. So they helped you to change. So you're always going to have this strong connection, because you have that. I have my SP. So there was two. I mean, there's been there's been a couple of exes that I've manifested back, that I wanted back in my life, either for relationship or whatever. But yeah, it was just, you know, when they came back and everything, I had the relationship, and then I decided, you know, I love this person, but maybe not for a relationship. And so what happened afterwards is that we'd become friends. And even to this day, I mean, I've just spoken to, you know, my first SP, that I always share the story with you guys, because it was the most turbulent bridge of events and stuff, the most that kind of happened with that. And that is a good representation of what it can be like to manifest your SP. It's not, oh, they come back fully conformed and everything's wonderful. Sometimes it's a bit of a bumpy bridge. Sometimes things seem to be happening in the opposite direction. Sometimes you are left with no contact, no feedback in the 3D for ages. This is really natural. But, you know, they're so important in my life that I've never forgotten them. I never forgot what they've given me, what they've taught me. So it stands to reason. I mean, you might just want this person back in your life, or in your life in some way or form, or as a friend or something like that. Totally resonated with your video on how you manifested Joseph. I also created a list. Let go of searching for this new person. Sarah, yes. Hold on one second. Michelle, I love you, Michelle. Thank you so much for the donation. So Sarah, I mean, this is fantastic. I always say to people, start off with a list of what you want. Go general first before you try and connect your list of the ideal attributes of the relationship. Before you try and stick your SP on there, just try and go general and ascertain what are the core characteristics of a harmonious, helpful relationship, your ideal. Because that's what I did. I was fed up, guys. I was so fed up because I tried. I went back into falling back into 3D manipulation, and I was on all the dating apps and I didn't get any dates. Because literally, and that's a strange thing for me as well, to go a whole year. I didn't get any dates on the dating apps. I'd had one or two guys that I'd encountered with one or two sort of dates, not through the apps. But you know what they say? It's like, yeah, the loveless never find love. Every time you're looking for something on the 3D, you're essentially stating you don't have it. Manifestation is about expression. If I have it, if I am it, if I kind of declare that and feel that, then I'm going to, like your reflection is always going to be reflected back to you. It is going to find a way to you. It's taken care of. So I think, Sarah, learning about that and understanding how manifestation works, essentially how consciousness creates, you don't have to look for it. The best things, it just lands on your lap practically. I mean, look at the Joseph situation. I had somebody message me who was watching my videos and just said to me, have you thought about doing a collab? I gave up looking. I gave up on the apps. I had done my list and sort of imagined and felt that list of my ideal person, what they were going to be like: business owner, own their own house, own, this, that, and the other, someone who's on the same level as me. We love each other equally. I never have to question where I stand in this relationship. I was taking from all of my experiences and throwing it into, this is what I want to experience with absolute clarity. And literally, I did think about, how am I going to meet this person? Because, like I said, I was a hermit. I work from home all the time. I don't really go out and socialize all that much. So you can imagine, I was thinking, how am I going to meet this person? I didn't have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to scroll down. And you guys who are like sending donations, which are ever so sweet of you, thank you so much. If you had any questions in that, do let me know. Or I don't know if you're just sending it to be kind in that. That's very sweet of you. Absolutely. Absolutely. AG, yeah, he said about spiraling is necessary. It is. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you. Birdie, hi. SP Dream Job. It still works in progress, Birdie. Yeah, in progress, right? Anything can change in an instant, Marie. You're right. Gradwell, was it Jason? Want to win my country's lottery? Hey, well, I personally, I would try to, because what's important about that? Ask yourself, what is it about that desire? Why does it have to come in that way through that lottery win, if that makes sense? You can absolutely manifest it, but absolutely be certain of, okay, what is it about that? Is it that I want the money and the financial freedom, and I've got a limiting belief that the only way I can get that amount of money is through a lottery win? Or is it simply because I just want to win that lottery because of how it's going to make me feel? And then you imagine what that would feel like when you've established this. What would it feel like? What would suggest to you that you've got that end result? Tell me now. Imagine that you won your country's lottery. You purchased that ticket, you heard the numbers, you're marking them off, you see that you've got all these matching numbers. Your whole life has changed in that instant. What would you do? How would you feel? So I'm just going to scroll down because thank you, Cisco. I know about emo. Hey, Button Bashes, how you doing, honey? Marissa, Creek Jeans. Is it okay to manifest someone who is married with someone else? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, hun. Because you're not manipulating other people. This isn't like it's some sort of magic that we're putting these spells over other people. We're making them conform. We're making them fall in love with us. It doesn't work like that, guys. It's a self change, a self manipulation. What do you make that mean? Some people are married, they're unhappily married. Maybe the bridge of events is that marriage breaks down for whatever reason. Do we know that they're in a happy, healthy relationship? I mean, my first SP was obviously in a relationship with someone else and living with someone else, but I didn't really see that as an obstacle. Always in my imaginal act, I would see that any third party as a thank you, you're my messenger, you're my ally kind of thing, you've served your purpose, and I'd wish them well and I'd wish them to be happy. She went and she found an ideal relationship with someone who is essentially her perfect person. So it worked out well for all people. But how do you choose to see it? How do you choose to see it? Athena, Michelle, yeah, I'm Greek. I'm half Cypriot Greek. Taylor, hi. So Amberlyn, hello, babe. Thank you. Absolutely. So what's Cisco? No, not married. Not yet. Not yet. Shadi, here's my little boy. Here's little Cocoa Bean. You see, this is what he does best. He'll just sleep. This is his contribution to my work. Nicole, my darling, let's go, guys. Make it evening. You are so sweet, Nicole. She's such a darling angel. Thank you. Sarah Butch, my darling. I still haven't heard from SP, but I've been able to imagine him as my perfect person. Now I finally feel the wish fulfilled. It's so peaceful. Yes, Sarah. Yes. Sarah and I have been coaching. She's got it. She got it. Constance pretty much in a hermit stage myself. Constance is not a bad thing, you know. Manifest my dream job with Joseph's method within 3 days. Wow, I'm barely catching a breath and be relaxed at the same time. And SP got just very, very upset. Really, son? Wow, there's so much happening for you. I'm gonna tell I'll tell Joe when he's done. So listen to the hypnosis. I love that. I love that you guys are enjoying the hypnosis. Hey, Tip, hi. Justina, yes. I'm seeing a lot of people saying emo girl, right? I mean, I don't think I am. I'm just sort of my own style. But what is the one piece of advice you think everyone on the journey should know? Birdie, is the fact that it's really not as difficult as people are making this out to be. Emotionally, yes, we can get very attached to our manifestations, but just remember, guys, that you've been doing this all your life. Just like gravity has been affecting you your entire life, and you know how to utilize gravity, you know. So you've been using the law very naturally. And what I do is I demonstrate it to a lot of my clients who are in shock afterwards, because they're just like, they didn't realize that's what they were doing. They didn't realize that was a manifestation. Some of you think it's something that you did to get something, and they're like, oh, this happens, but I'm not sure it's the manifestation because I feel like it would have happened anyway. That's the whole point, guys. Manifestation is natural. You know, it's so natural. That bridge of events, you don't even notice it sometimes. Sometimes things happen that it's kind of a bit of a shock, right? But a lot of the times things will happen where you're just not, you know, you're not even aware. You're just kind of like, oh, was that chance, was that luck? And that's why a lot of people don't realize that they're manifesting. That's how natural it is. You manifested a job for your partner, Belle. Yes, that's so lovely to imagine for other people. Joe and I have done a couple of imaginal acts for people that we know who are suffering with like health and that. We did one for his grandfather in his 90s, extremely sick in hospital. Now I believe that he's like back home and carrying on. He's such a trooper. I remember I think it was when Joseph first sort of came here and we'd imagined, and I said to him, it's done, and it's done. So random Jew, you thought it was Italian. Yeah, no, half Greek, half Persian. The hardest part for me is trying not to get triggered when I'm seeing my SP. Ah, I see. Yeah, Katrina, that's difficult when you've actually got your SP there, you know, and it's third party there and it's constantly in your face. But what do you choose to make it mean? Try and look through your reality when it's not ideal and disregard it. If you can't apply, and I don't mean try and find a positive meaning to everything, because you're not going to, but essentially just try to see to look through it. Anytime that you've ever desired anything in your life, what you've done is you've had a strong intention for something and you've decided that's what I want to be when I grow up, that's what I want to do when I graduate, that's the place I want to travel to. You make this strong decision, you place yourself there in consciousness, and you don't let anything or anyone tell you otherwise. That's what all of you have done. But for some reason, when we get into manifestation, we think that this is something that's different and we've got to do all these techniques all the time, persisting with techniques. That's not what it is at all. That's the problem that a lot of people get stuck in. You're stuck in waiting and you're stuck in trying, and we don't want to be trying anymore. You know, we want to be it now and we want to enjoy our life, right? Manifesting a new home. Oh, moving out of my hometown. Do I just do inner talk like I'm already living? Yeah, Leah, there's no right or wrong. What technique helps you to embody that new home? What is important about that new home? What's it going to have? Can you feel it? Can you feel yourself in it? I remember when I came across this house, I knew it was the place that I had been imagining. Essentially, it ticked all the boxes. And so once I saw this place when I went for the viewing, I'd already moved in my imagination. I'd already moved in. I didn't care that I didn't have the money. I didn't care that everything was working against me and the market was going through some sort of housing boom and I was getting outbid left, right and center all the time. I sort of disregarded all of that, and I'd already moved into this place in my imagination. Even when I got rejected for this house, because they rejected my offer because I didn't have enough money, I disregarded it. You know. Yes, Diane, he's a Maltese, Coco the Maltese. So I'm just going to go down to the bottom because I didn't realize I'm so behind these messages. Just think about when we become conscious, then we become conscious of time. Right, exactly. It's always unfolding. Yeah, it's always unfolding, Marie. I'm thinking to go no contact with my SP. Callista, again, don't try to manipulate 3D. Every time we try to change our thoughts or change our behaviors, you're fighting with the top tier here. That's the symptom. Why are you dealing with the symptom? Go to the cause. Why are we chasing in the first place? What does that mean? Okay, what, I'm in lack. Do I need to step into my imaginal act and feel fulfilled? Do I not believe that I have it or that I can have it? Am I not feeling chosen, safe, secure, low self-esteem? These are the things I should be dealing with. Not 3D, should I message, shouldn't I message, let me block them temporarily. Your actions are going to come from the state. Change your state, and then you'll be inspired. Either you will end up blocking them for whatever reason, or either you won't, or either you'll feel the need to message them randomly. People think that, oh, some of the SP success stories, like someone just commented on my video with her SP success story, she was moved to message her SP first. And a lot of people be like, oh, no, it's almost like it's cheating or something. She got the inspired action to send some meme to her SP. That's what it was. So again, we're not manipulating the 3D. You are going to feel compelled. Uncomplicated. Absolutely. CT, that is really, really good to know, to make manifestation because it's not complicated. Emotionally, that can be draining. I get that. And emotionally, it can sometimes be difficult to shift your state of mind, right? But the concept and the principles of manifestation is very, very simple. You know, very simple. Donald, you know what? I'm going to do some more hypnosis, Donald. I promise you guys. So where are we at here? Hola, Marius. Lovely to meet you. How to use inner conversations. We're always having inner conversations. How many times do you find yourself arguing with your SP, or maybe you had a conversation with your boss at work, and then when you're at home or you're in the shower, you relive that conversation or that argument, or you think to yourself, oh, I wish I said this differently. This is how I would have preferred it. See, naturally, we're imagining, we're having inner conversations. Naturally, we're revising conversations. See, that's how easy it is. Athena. Sarah K, thank you so much, darling. Watch the ghosting video. Happy to see you live. 4 months no contact with an online SP. Cared about me and said something between us. Deserved to be acknowledged. Then ghosted it. Sarah, okay. So when you're in the state, and I've had this before, and as you know, I think majority of my SPs ghosted me. It's not always a bad thing. What I found was that I didn't just change the meaning automatically. I changed myself and how I decided to perceive this, which then naturally changed the meaning that I gave it. So for example, my first two SPs, when they ghosted me, I could have seen it as, oh, they don't want to talk to me. If I'm occupying the state of not chosen, low self-esteem, then quite naturally I'll interpret it as I did something wrong. They don't like me. They don't want to talk to me. But I refuse to take that on, because I knew where I stood in regards to this desire. So then naturally I saw it as, you know what, they find it too painful to see me potentially move on. So they've had to block me. Or, you know, with ghosting, for example, hun, first of all, let's not label it ghosting. We're not being ghosted because, you know, we're all one, aren't we? We're always in communication. We can have inner conversations with them. And everything that's happening in your imagination is the real. Are you coming to join in?
Yeah, for a few.
But I was just answering this about ghosting. So Sarah, try and look at it as a.
Yeah. I was about to move Dean out of the way.
So try and look at it as a potential positive thing. Like, how do you know he's ghosting you?
Hello.
How do you know?
Listen.
Yeah, because like Sarah was talking about you know, her being ghosted, right? So I was just looking at the different ways to interpret it. Because Sarah as well, like I said, 3D circumstances don't always make a lot of sense. It's not obvious. How do you know he's like ghosting you or making an effort to ghost you? It could be life is life. Sometimes life gets in the way. Have you ever had it before as well, where you have received a message from someone and maybe you didn't get around to messaging them straight away? In which case, are you ghosting them? Does that mean you don't care about them? Does that mean that you're not thinking about them? No, just sometimes these things happen. So don't take it to mean anything bad against you or your desire or your relationship. Just know that they're going to be in touch. But there's so many different ways to interpret it. Choose one that aligns with your outcome. And I think this is frozen, hasn't it?
Oh, shoot. No. Someone say something. Someone type something, please. Like that.
This happened before.
And what happens?
And then I can't remember what I did. I had to kind of almost come in and out of it.
I think they still see us. I could be wrong.
It's definitely frozen.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And if it is, make sure you're connected to the internet. Make sure you're still connected. Dang, you have a good turnout right now.
I am. I'm all connected, but we're not connected. So how do I...
Let me... I don't even have my phone on me. I was going to say I can go in there and tell them all. What did that just say?
It said something. 1 minute is needed to start. A highlight. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm so sorry, guys.
Let me get my phone so I can message them.
If you are messaging us at the moment, it's not being shown.
I would be able even to hold my phone up and we can just look at the questions that way.
It's not being shown for some reason.
Oh shoot! My thing is uploading still.
How did I do it last time? I did something. Why does it freeze like this? What does it mean? I'm being ghosted. No, you see.
1 second. Okay, you're still on. You're still on. So
that's so strange to be able to hear myself.
On, so just talk.
Okay, so I'll have a look. So where it's frozen, I'm not getting any new messages at the moment.
I will show you the messages.
Oh, you can. Oh, okay, I have to do it this way then. See, Ben was saying, are there limits to manifestation? For example, I've manifested weather changes. What are the limits? Do you think there is?
What is this channel? Is there limits? What are you asking? Manifested weather changes. I have manifested weather changes before multiple times. It was actually one of the ways that I proved I had power outside of just, I suppose you could say, changing someone else. So when I realized that the weather could change, I thought to myself, that is everything. And so I implore you, perform this experiment. I have not talked to Athena about this yet, but this blew my mind and it changed my life. So someone once told me that because of my mind and our power, that you can effectively make clouds disappear before your eyes. So I thought that would be coincidence. I thought that would be luck. It sounds airy-fairy. It even sounds like something I didn't want any part of. But effectively what you do is you look at a cloud, a small one, and what you do is you see through it as if the cloud has vanished. So you're looking at it from the point of view as if it has just evaporated before your eyes. So even though it's right in front of you, in your inner eye, look at that cloud and stay fixed on it with your gaze, looking directly into it and past it, and it will vanish. It will literally disappear before your eyes. That sounds insane. That sounds totally like nonsense. But I have tested this hundreds of times in many car rides where I'm stuck in traffic in San Diego, where there's nothing else to do except to look at the sky. That was profound because it means that we are the operant power of more than just ourselves and individuals. We are literally, as it's cited in scripture, which if for those of you who don't know, that's often what I do. I talk about manifestation from scripture. That we literally, our true self, our awareness, our consciousness of being is the same God that is described to have created the heavens and the earth. So how can we prove that? Through this little test. So it's amazing. I've never told you that.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, you never told me about that. See, I can't see. There's no messages coming up here. So now we're having to resort to this.
We're looking at my phone.
This is what we've had to resort to. Exactly. You see this lazy manifesting? That's what I always say. Because people think that you have to do techniques all day long. You know, persistence and letting go, there's all this confusion about, okay, persistence, what does persistence truly mean? Does that mean I need to affirm all day and do all my techniques all day and continue to script until the desire is birthed into this reality? And it's not that way at all. Think about it.
Someone just donated.
Oh, ends. It's ends. Okay, going on a roll. Focus, imagine or acts. And then after some weeks or months, no movement. And I spiral, only seeing small manifestations from list and no SP. All right, ends. So when you say get going on a roll, okay, you're able to step into the state through your imagination. But then because time passes and you perceive that you are not getting any movement, which is what happens to a lot of people. You see, when we're super attached to a desire, quite naturally, we're going to be very attached to the 3D circumstances and what is happening, interpreting no movement and quiet as it's not working. But I love that analogy from Neville and Abdullah about the pregnancy.
Which?
You know, when you're kind of you're pregnant with a desire. So it's essentially then this how long it takes the gestation period.
Yeah,
Depends,
yeah. A child is 9 months. A horse takes 12. And then also you can't have a half pregnancy, right? You are impregnated. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to happen.
Right. So ends, don't try not to look at the 3D circumstances to determine who you are, essentially, you know, because if you've had a strong intention for something, which a lot of you do, I have this strong intention, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be this. A lot of you, with that intention behind you, would not allow your 3D circumstances to dictate who you are. I felt like I was a coach way before I physically became a coach in the 3D. And just because I wasn't officially a coach, coaching people for a few years, because I was studying, I was living life, and I was working other places, other means, did not derail me from that end goal. But with SPs, I think we get so attached to the outcome that we're more likely to be watching 3D. And that's why a lot of you get attached to time and how it's taking so long, it's not working, you get frustrated and tired, and you feel like you've got to do stuff all the time to make it happen, which, you know, from our stories, what Joseph and I have shared, is not the case at all. But the whole time that we're super attached to things, it's a bit like, I've set my intention, my desire, so I've painted this wall, and I'm just going to sit here and watch the paint dry and just have a look for any tiny bit of evidence that this paint is drying. And my God, you know, that's painful, right? Whereas if you're just like, okay, the wall is set, the deed is done, I've done the imaginal act. What am I going to do? I'm going to live my life, let this wall dry on its own. It's already taken care of. I've had clients say stuff to me where they were just like, my bridge of events was like this. And honestly, the things that happened to set their bridge of events in motion were really obscure, random things that were not even connected to their desire, but it was movement. But at no point do I have clients saying to me, oh, Athena, I lost my earring and it led to me finding my manifestation, or I've got movement because I lost my earring, or I spilt my coffee. But honestly, there's been things that have happened where something as menial as that was significant to receiving the end result. And that's really important to remember, guys, to keep you on track. That's why we say don't judge the 3D circumstances. It's past finding out, you know, it's not up to us to figure it out, right?
Are we just talking about this too, where you can look at something? It's like looking at a skyscraper that's half built, and someone walks up, the guy who paid for the building, and he says, what is this? This is, I can't use this. Well, yeah, it needs to be finished. You cannot look at the circumstances right now and judge it. There is no way in, you just can't do that. You have to wait. It could take the quickest, most random change, and then boom, you've got it. It could be instantaneous. Something just happens immediately. So there's no way. So one thing someone said was that I saw talking about visuals, focusing on the details of visualization. Someone was practicing, which is cool. I just wanted to note this, if I could find it right here, mastering my details on the visuals of the imaginal act. So that was one thing that I focused on for Michelle, that I focused on for a long time, was extraordinary detail. I used to imagine before I went to bed, I would go to bed far earlier than normal, just so that I could stretch my imagination to like this degree that Neville talks about in one of his lectures called, I think it is within. And he says, no, it's called strong imagination. And what he says in the end, nearing the end, is if you can push your imaginal act, your visual faculty, to the same degree of reality as reality, then you will experience the manifestation. So I would sit there and literally push with my imagination to the point where I could see. So normally when you imagine, even today, I don't do that anymore, but I would push to the point where I could hold and fix the visual in my mind, and I could see it. If I moved my head, it would stay in place in the scene. It was real as real could be, which was amazing. However, I realized that is not necessary. I used to do that. It would cause these crazy mystical experiences, these powerful, vivid, lucid dreams. I would have these astonishing experiences from it. But what I learned as the lazy manifester is that sincerely, all that needs to be done is we need to feign an experience. So think now of this experience where you're experiencing listening to myself. Now, if I asked you, so you would, it's not going to be perfect with this because you have seen this setting a gazillion times, but generally speaking, if you were my client, what I would say is, now close your eyes and tell me what was on the wall behind me or what's behind me. In the majority of cases, you would have no clue, right? You would be focusing only on my voice. Perhaps you would be able to remember what I'm wearing, maybe the style of my hair today, perhaps the eye on my shirt because it stands out. But besides that, very likely you would remember far fewer details. So in that same, and that's with memory as well, your mind fills in the rest, it fills in the blanks. So with that same likeness, I have come to find that the imaginal act, that the only effort that I put in is what I would remember. Because the truth of the experience, that what we're attempting to impress, is the experience. And when I focus so acutely on these specific details, like the texture of the wall and the amount of pores on the person's face, then often, or what they're wearing, the color of their shirt, or the scent in the air of the coffee, when it has nothing to do with my desire, then sometimes, I've seen this endless times with my clients, they will manifest some subset of the scene that has to do with the person wearing the outfit that was in the imaginal act, but nothing else. So that is excellent for practice. I do, like even myself, I would say that my power, I guess you could say, I noticed differences when I would push my visuals, but it's just not necessary to manifest per se to that level of, I like that you're doing that. I suggest that to people, but don't get stuck on this thought that if you don't do that, you're not going to get it. I got stuck in that thought for a long time. Anyway, that's it. I'll stop rambling.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But I did too at first. When I first discovered Neville, I was doing my best to try and make the visual right. What kind of scene is it going to be? And did I loop it enough? And did I impress my mind? But that's what I was saying to you guys. You see, we get caught up in the logistics of this. And did I impress it? Did I do it correctly? Again, like I said to you before, you've never done this before. Think of a time when all of you have at some point booked a holiday. And in that decision that this is where I'm going to go this year, you have inadvertently placed yourself there. I'm on the beaches of Spain, or I'm in Egypt looking at the Sphinx right now. You naturally do. When you make a decision like that, that's where I'm going to go next year. I can already like see the Sphinx and be standing there, right? There's your imaginal act. What would that feel like? And we're not imagining the middle. When have you ever sat there imagining that you're packing?
No.
Right?
No,
that doesn't capture the feeling of your wish being fulfilled, of
no.
being in Egypt or Spain. So that's the same process. And like I said, I'm a lazy manifest. I don't do sats anymore. I will imagine when I'm in a state of trance. And that is when I'm on autopilot. You're on a long drive that you've done a million times. You're in the shower, you're doing the dishes, or you're cleaning up. Your mind wanders anyway. You guys are reeling off inner conversations all day long. Perfect time to impress yourself. But just be aware. You see, it's having the awareness of what we're imagining that not many people think of. I'm so sorry, all of you are sending some wonderful messages, and I can't see them. I can't see them here, so we're having to use Joe's phone. So we're a bit behind, so please bear with us if you have any questions.
You look like Cleopatra.
Live? Oh, thank you, Magda.
My SP's in Spain.
Really? In the Canary?
Mine's in
the
England.
Canaries. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, what did we have? And Dancing Clouds SP is in Spain on the beaches. Imagine that. I don't know why I get compelled to say Spain all the time.
I've got to edit my video and upload it.
No, you don't.
Thank you guys so much for inviting me here. Actually, Athena did. And who said that before? Someone said, don't hijack Athena's thing. Did you guys not see the title? It literally says, unless you changed it.
Oh, I think there is no title.
Before. Okay, so there was before we sat down and discovered that you cannot schedule in advance generally for a live. And how many times I have scheduled a live and then it immediately goes live and then it butchers everything.
I couldn't figure it out for ages.
You can't. There's no. So yeah, this was intended to have me featured at a point. So
it was, yeah. We were meant to actually ask you guys as well, like, you know, if you had any questions. I can't even. How are you getting the stream? Because I'm trying to get it on my other phone.
It's probably because you're on it. It's probably because you're on it. So if you want, you can hold this, and I'll give you the cord. No, because I've already moved it with Bluetooth to the.
So sorry, guys, because again, I don't know why this isn't updating. Why does this freeze?
Plug that into the bottom because it'll die.
No, we must have this. I love you guys. You guys have been so amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for your sweet support. We had so many beautiful comments from all of you about our manifestation story with Joseph, how we got together, and such support. And it seems like a lot of you followed the both of us for God knows how long and didn't realize that we were together. So I can't see your comments right now, but I'm going to use Joe's phone.
Give it a minute. I just have to. My video did not move.
It didn't move?
Over. It did not get transferred. Let me just make sure this goes.
See, technology is so good. I wonder if I can like refresh this somehow. How can I refresh this? How to do this? How do I do this?
Shoot, am I gonna be in trouble, dude? You know what? This is gonna work, I think. Just don't that blue thing on the top. Just make sure you don't touch that. That little circle on the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be transferring.
Christina, I love you both. Feeling defeated with SP manifestation, third party. They just moved in together. It's been 1 year. Christina, I have been, I've been in this boat. I've been where you are, hon, where my SP obviously moved in with a third party and they were living together for a year because it took a year for me to manifest them back. Don't be put off by this. Again, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna get what you desire. The one thing that we have to remember is that you guys have planted all sorts of seeds of desire throughout, and everything that you have imagined in some way has to be experienced, right? So maybe you planted seeds for example, where you wanted to study. Like I've got a client who's like that, and she was trying to understand the breakup with her partner and why it ended the way that it did. She's actually shared her success story before. At that point, her SP hadn't come back, but a previous SP did come back. You see, always when you least expect it as well. And yeah, she was sort of like in shock about it. Where was I going with that? Actually, what was I saying with regards to that? I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's it, because I'm looking at two screens and I'm getting confused because that one's still stuck on the ghosted story. So yeah, being moved in together. So basically what had to happen is that breakup with her SP had to occur in order for her to reach her end goal. She didn't know it at the time, but had she still been with her SP, she wouldn't be where she is today, and she wouldn't have realized her desire of actually moving to another country to study, to do her PhD. And I said to her, at the right time, your SP, so you've proved you can manifest an SP. Look at this one, he's come back. You thought it was impossible. I said, in a matter of time, this other one is also going to come back too. Always happens at the perfect time. Guess who's come back? She's the one. I used her as an example on a couple of my videos, actually. But yeah, so I am just trying to, oh yeah, Lola, thank you so much, darling. You're such a sweetheart, Lola. Thank you. So I'm sorry, I'm so behind, guys. NJ, you followed, really, since your video on Joseph. NJ, welcome. I'm just so sorry that I have to do it this way because does anyone know how to refresh lives, or am I going to lose you guys if I try to refresh it?
Also open your laptop. That failed as well, so I'm going to need my phone probably. Do you want me to open my laptop?
Oh, seriously? Yes, please. Okay. Set me up.
Hold on. You're going to have to give me a minute, though.
So where are we? So Bromax, what does your SP feel or think when you manifest them? I've done videos on this before, actually, and now with Joseph we can go into that in more detail, what we're thinking and feeling when we're manifesting each other. I was moved under compulsion to do certain things and to change certain things about my life in order to fit in with his list, his intentions. For example, I had cut my hair and taken my extensions out because his list was saying that his wife was short black hair. You know, it was little things like that. He was compelled to purchase a house because on my list, it was that this person would be a homeowner as well, because I wanted someone who was on the same level as me now. I didn't want to be the person who was looking after, you know, had to look after them, had to do that. I wanted someone who was on the same level, intelligence wise, and where they are in career, where they are in terms of relationship. They know what they want, because I didn't want the hot and cold. I didn't want the gameplay. So we were moved to fulfill each other's desires. And I've had that before with SPs too. I mean, my first SP, I was able to ask him actually, what were you thinking and feeling during this time? Because he's open to it all. And literally he said that thoughts of me became more frequent, that he was missing me more, that he was seeing signs and things related to me, that he was dreaming of me. That's why I'm saying to you guys, there's no such thing as no movement. He reflected this around the time of my birthday, which was May. I didn't get my result, my end result, until the end of the year. So I still had months of silence of no movement. Sorry, this is being wobbled all over the place. So I had this period of no movement, right? But all this movement was occurring in the background. Can I have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, thank you.
Look, I made it big. I just zoomed in a
Wow,
little bit too.
that is awesome.
Okay.
Ah, you
There
see,
So much better.
Joseph, my savior.
See that? See that?
Ah, thank you, babe. You see, I don't have a clue. Is this live? Is this working?
That's the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Boom.
Oh, yay! Yay! I can see you all again. Wow. This is so cool. Mark, yeah, I know, right? Just blessed. Romy, beautiful angel. Thank you so much, Romy. Very sweet. I love that straight up mantra. Exactly. No such thing as no movement. That's why I say manifestation is instant, guys. There's none of this waiting around. All right. So I'm not going to set an intention for being married to my specific person or living in a mansion and go to bed and suddenly I wake up in my mansion, right? This doesn't make sense. Reality has to abide by the laws of nature, doesn't it? But I'm on that bridge. Immediately, somewhere, someone's having an inkling to do something and someone is being moved. Everyone is suddenly being moved to play their part. Perhaps if you think of it that way, you're not going to be so attached and wondering about it's not working, it's taking so long. Because if you've got the mentality that every single moment, every single second that's passing, because we only have the now, it's happening now. I'm now on that unfolding. So set it up and gave, oh, Queen. Thank you. Asmita, Athena, can I manifest a couple of desires at the same time? Yeah, you can. You can, Yara. What did I do? When I've had multiple desires, what I tend to do, and I spoke to Joseph about this as well, I prefer to focus on one desire at a time if I'm feeling the state out. You can do an imaginal act, for example, say I wanted to manifest wealth and that I was living in this lovely big home, and I also wanted to manifest my perfect relationship, then perhaps I could imagine a scene that encompasses that I've got this financial abundance, this wealth in this dream home, also with my partner. You know, what would that feel like? But I tend to like to feel things out one desire at a time, because then I can be more focused and I can really feel that wish fulfilled, satiate that hunger for that desire, merge with that particular desire, and then, all right, in a few minutes, I'll imagine something else. You know, you can do it that way as well. Damina, we're talking law of assumption, preferably law of assumption, yeah. But I also went down the route of law of attraction in the beginning too, when I was first learning. I think we all do. But you're welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Addy. You guys have shared some amazing things, some amazing stories. I get incredible success stories, as you know. I do my best to share what I can on the channel, but now I've got my website. So I'm just going to post a load of the texts I get or the emails. I'm going to just copy and paste and just shove them on there. If you've got success stories, which you all do, every single one of you have success stories to share, because like I say, you've been doing this all your life, not just now. So please do feel free to share it, because when you think back, you're going to be like so surprised at the kind of things that you've managed to manifest in, and that's going to build your confidence as well. You're going to be like, you know what? Because I get this with clients all the time. You know what? I got my dream car this way, and literally for fun, I was just imagining myself driving that car. As kids, we don't care about, oh, if I have the money for it, or if I've got a driver's license, or if I've got, we imagine it for fun because it feels good. And that bridge, that experience unfolds. We're just so immersed in it. We've got to be playful with it again. Sky, hi. Yes, Michelle, email me your success story, Michelle. Absolutely do. I want to saturate this channel with success stories. I think people are confused by it. Maybe some people doubt it even. But if you know the law, you know how this works. There is no room for doubt. You know that miracles can happen. And then they do. What's going on here? Oh, I think I've got a call or something coming in. Yeah, but miracles happen all the time, right? All sorts of, and it's not even just miracles, but amazing things happen against all odds as well. Look at it this way, J.K. Rowling too. She had this determination to get Harry Potter out there to a wider audience. How many times was she refused? How many times did her 3D circumstances tell her no? That's why I chose to read the Brazen Impudence. That's why I chose to read that Neville lecture, because it's essentially, 3D might say no to you, or might seem to say no to you for quite a while, but you could be brazen enough with it, like, no, I'm going to stick, this is my desire and I'm going to stick to it. NJ, thank you so much, honey. No message, just love that you're not. NJ, thank you, baby. I've had to look on here because I can't see. This is just not uploading anymore. It's just stayed stuck. It stayed stuck like hundreds of messages back. So I'm having to look on here. Athena, I'd also like it if Joseph could chime in. I've manifested SP and then things went sideways. Been back with them fast, to be honest. Oh, so remember what I was saying, Casey? Joseph's listening as well. That's just an interpretation of the 3D circumstances. We don't know that it's going sideways. It's a couple of things had happened even with Joseph when he came here. And if you just looked at it, you'd be like, oh my God, like everything's working against us. It was actually kind of scary. I was sort of imagining for you as well, wasn't I, Joe? That it was just like, no, it's fine, it's sorted. And
actually, I was freaked out.
Yeah, you were freaked. Yeah, because I think that's the thing as well. If you feel more freaked out about something, Joe and I will do this. We'll imagine for each other if we're too emotionally attached to something and it's anxiety provoking. Francesca, I think you'll be
what's she saying? Has she mentioned what's gone wrong? She said what she manifested part of her SP and then...
Yeah, that it seems like everything's going wrong, essentially.
Yeah, that's nothing. You're looking again at the middle. That's just the middle. If you've imagined the end, if you've experienced the end, I mean, I think probably 90% of all of my manifestations had some catastrophic turn that made it appear as if...
We were talking about this yesterday, weren't we?
Literally, it almost every big manifestation, I'm serious, down to jobs, down to relationships, there will always be something, not always, right? But very likely something's going to happen that's going to make it appear as if things have gone catastrophically wrong. But it isn't necessarily so. And if you've imagined your end, then you're just waiting for the deck to reshuffle itself to your new image.
Yeah, this is why, this is saying in scripture, God's ways is greater than ours, his past finding out. It really is. Because if we went too much by 3D, we'd all freak out and lose our place. Like you, Francesca, thank you so much for the donation, honey. As you said, Athena, you're beautiful. You're so sweet. My SP said he isn't attracted to me romantically anymore. I feel defeated because I think I did/said something wrong. This is another example right there, isn't it? Oops. Don't know how to use this laptop. So remember this, Francesca, people change their minds all the time. I've had it with SP scenarios where they've said, no, like my first SP, no, making out like he was happy in this other relationship, that he didn't want to know me. Or my second SP, just kind of blocking me. Another one saying that, oh yeah, no, I'm not interested in a relationship and that. When they came back, then I would get the opposite. Well, I blocked you because I didn't want to see you move on. Well, I kind of ghosted you and stuff because I was falling for you and I got scared. And literally, and I've seen this enough times, Francesca, where people change their mind. You've changed your mind about many things in your life. I've changed my mind as well. We're fluid. We're always changing. take what he said. Okay, what does that mean about myself? How am I taking this? First of all, am I taking this to be my final answer, or am I accepting that people change their mind all the time? Plus, I have found from experience too that people often say things that they don't literally mean. Sometimes they say these sorts of things like I'm not interested in that, and they're just kind of saying it because they're feeling low in their self-esteem, or they're feeling fearful, so they're trying to push you away. That's what happened with one of my SPs, you know, the one I met in the park that time, when I manifested him back. We bumped into each other at the park. It was the same sort of thing before. He went all ghost and cold and all the rest of it, acting like he wasn't interested. And then he tells me that part of the reason that he went ghost when he came back, part of the reason he went ghost and stuff is, yeah, he was afraid because he was falling for me. It's like a complete 180. I've heard this enough times. Things turn around all the time. Okay, so you didn't do anything wrong. What can you learn from it? You know, what is this telling you about you? Is it a self-esteem thing? Are you taking it as your final answer? How do you see yourself in relation to this person? Don't let what this person said define who you are. You decide at the end of the day. Love that. Yep. Yes, Maureen, I think so. Yes, I will have this posted on my YouTube. I think it will probably do it automatically, and hopefully it's come out okay. Happy birthday, Peyton. Happy birthday, darling. I feel the burden that I have to change so many assumptions to live in a better world. Lisa, no, not necessarily, honey. Why do you feel that? You know, why do you feel like you need to change so many assumptions? And it's easy enough to change an assumption. We just decide, okay, if I have had this assumption, because I've worked with clients who've had assumptions that they were steadfast to for years, and I've broken it down in 10 minutes. You know, these are things that we tell ourselves over and over again, and that becomes our truth, but it's not the truth, and it's not who you are. I'm going to do some more meditations, guys, and the next one is going to be an I am meditation. You know, let's wipe clear our slate of assumptions that are no longer serving us, shall we? That's what I'm going to aim to do with all of this. How do I... Theo Destiny, thank you so much, darling. €5. Marissa, thank you, guys. I don't know if you had any questions or if you're just being extra sweet. This is just ever so kind. Oh, Marissa, really? Thank you, baby. Thank you. More than me. Sorry, so I'm trying my best to keep up. Can we manifest big things like a job, visa, and SP? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Shrishti, try and maybe have one desire at a time that you work through, but you can absolutely, like I said, you know, from 1 minute to the next, I'll set a seed for that desire, I'll set a seed for another desire, or you can do one scene that encompasses everything if you want to. Oh, look, Joseph's chiming in the chat. I've just seen that you're in the chat as well, babe. So that's good. Joseph said I need to edit my video, but what if I just chat instead? Exactly. So what can I... Thank you, Magda. See, I know Joseph is the best support I've ever encountered. Really, I'm blessed. He's taught me a lot of things, and that's what I desired as well, you know, someone who I felt I could learn from, because it was always me in my relationships. It was always me giving all the time. I didn't feel supported. I didn't feel like they had my back. So this was on my list as well. This is the thing about, you create your list of what it is that you desire to experience, and you feel it out now. That's why I went from I'm desperate for a relationship to I really didn't care anymore. And have you guys noticed that when you meet your specific person, for example, someone that you like, it always happens when you're just feeling generally quite content in your life, you're pretty good about yourself, and suddenly this person just comes and hits you up out of nowhere and takes your breath away. Have you noticed that? Oh, see, Martin loves your list method, Joseph.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you, son. Marissa, yeah, Joseph he's my rock. It's been my absolute rock. And we've learnt a lot from each other, actually. We really have, because we believe in exactly the same things in many ways, but we have very different ways of expressing it or demonstrating it, or even sometimes how we think and that. So it's been really, really wonderful. Queen, what is your self-concept because you're so instantly loved? Oh, I'm a new subscriber. Yes, see, Queen, my baby. I love you. Yeah, because Queen, I feel like I've already gotten to know you, Queen, because I've seen your comments on my video and stuff. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, I'll respond to that. Yeah. I think I've caught up years of work through talking to you and, like, I don't know, in a few comment exchanges, right? But Louise, hi. Would you proceed with seeing someone healthy through the 3D circumstances in a situation where you're visiting the person in hospital and have the 3D in your face all the time? Yes, Louise, yes. I have done that. I had, so I don't think she's on the live actually, but she did promise me that we're going to do a video together where she's going to share her success story. And this is my client who she's already shared her success story. She was the metaphysical minister one. I don't know if you guys remember. She had serious bilateral pneumonia, and it was so difficult for her to even breathe. And I don't know how she was managing it. She was messaging me for the from the hospital, and she even tried to put together a voice note for me, because my clients will voice note me as well on my WhatsApp support. And she was gasping for air. It was the most horrible thing to listen to, but I disregarded it, and I said to her, I hope you don't mind. I'm almost disregarding what I'm hearing here, what you're saying to me, what the doctors are apparently saying to you. I'm just seeing through that, because all I could see, like, I mean, I look through reality. All I could see and hear was her talking to me, laughing, and we were having a session together, a live video session. And then when that happened, she not only recovered, but she's got no damage to her lungs. And that's someone who had this bilateral pneumonia. It was touch and go. She's nearly 70, bless her. And she'd been a smoker as well. Absolutely no damage to her lungs, just perfect. It's that persistence through the 3D circumstances. That's what persisting is, guys. It's not about keep affirming, keep imagining. It's just, I stay true to what I saw. I stay true to my intention. And whatever 3D is showing me, I'm going to persist through that. That's what it is, you know? Yeah, so I'm going to do some more meditations and hypnosis. I promise you all. And I'm going to, because now, you know, Joseph's showing me how to, like I said, I didn't put some for a while because it would just be me talking to screen, and they've been very, very popular. But I think what's nice is when you can have a better sound quality, right? Stick it in your earphones and then you can just listen back, and I'll put binaural beats or music, or have, you know, one side talking to the other side. I'll use confusion, I'll use pacing, I'll use leading. I'll throw all of my hypnosis skills at you to really help you to embody. I mean, that last hypnosis I did was relatively short. I've had some incredible feedback about it already. You guys are incredible taking the time to send me your feedback about how you're getting on. But I'll always ask you all, what do you want? You know, what would you like? Would you like it? I think so. The next one is going to be I am, which is just going to take care of all your limiting beliefs. You don't like what you're experiencing now. You've got assumptions that don't serve you. Let's shed ourselves of all of that and let's step into a new state, become a new person. And with hypnosis, I noticed that with some of my clients, they change either straight away, like their skin starts glowing, their face is lifted. They tell me that they feel lighter. Always they feel lighter, because it's this burden, this heavy burden and baggage they've been carrying that's not been serving them has suddenly been lifted up. And then, but then there's some that you don't see anything straight away, but then as time progresses, I'm looking at them and I feel like I'm looking at a different person. It's so incredible. So I'm gonna not only saturate my channel with you know, your success stories and information about the law of assumption and how to use it in a, you know, utilizing psychology, utilizing a healthy mindset, not getting you to persist and, you know, saturate your world with techniques all day long. This isn't what it's about. You want to be living your life. You want to be enjoying yourself. You want all avenues of your life to be fulfilling, right? So revision videos, go. Thank you, Casey. I'm so glad that you guys enjoy it. Random success. I manifested getting my hearing back after a traumatic accident. Removed, what is that? Hyperacusis and tinnitus too. All while being a musician and an audio engineer. Ence said no damage. Oh my God, Sarah. Oh my God, Sarah. Wow. That is so incredible. These are the kind of things that I'm hearing though, guys. You see these success stories. Why do you think I want everyone to share their success stories? You think this is about advertising, coaching? Half these people, you know, don't coach for these particular things because you do this yourself. All this time you've been doing this. So I'm trying to tell you all. Oh, Romy, lovely Athena and Joseph. SP reached out. However, I deserve more than the message after all the hurt. You know, Athena. How do I accomplish this? Love you. Romy, thank you so much. Love you, darling. And I get you. So at the moment, what you're getting is just messages, right? And remember, it's not healthy to look at messages and breadcrumbing. And I know that a lot of people will say, yeah, find gratitude. And that's great. You always want to find gratitude in your present moment. But at the same time, we don't want to just be, all right, I'm grateful, I'm just going to put up with this. Because no, you're always staying true to your desire. As much as we can find that things are working out for us and we can be grateful for that, it is important to always stick to what it is that you truly want. And if I'm not being respected, if I'm not getting the communication that I desire, I'll either disregard it or take myself away from it and go back within myself and feel out what it is that I truly want. Maybe establish, Romy, what your ideal relationship would be. Let's take SP out of the equation for now, and let's just focus on generally, ideally, what you would want, and then start to see and present your SP fulfilling that list or starting to fulfill that list. Because it's always going within, right? You do deserve more than message. You don't deserve to keep on hurting yourself, you know. But we all do it. I've done this before too, where I've put up with minimal effort for the longest time, because then I've been afraid. Then I've been afraid that, well, if I'm not grateful for it, and if I'm not just putting up with their messages and being really kind to all of their messages, even if they're being a bit cold or a bit disrespectful, then I'm going to lose this person. I'm going to lose this opportunity. Absolutely not. You can't lose anything. It's all happening through you anyway. We're all connected. We're all one. What is there to lose here? But that loss mentality, that kept me in fear. That kept me believing that I had to act a certain way and be a certain way. And then I got attached to the 3D again. That it's not about the 3D. It was about me, my self-esteem that was obviously low if I was willing to put up with that sort of behavior, and a lot of assumptions that didn't serve me with regards to relationships. But keep strong, honey. Andrea, one kiss for you. Recently discovered why I was feeling jealous and not chosen. I gave that version of me a hug and I showed her that I love her. Then I said goodbye. I felt such peace after that. That's really lovely too. You see these imaginal acts for helping you to step into the state, for helping you to show compassion to yourself. Do any of you do imaginal acts that are just for you, that are not even about your SP, that's literally just about you giving yourself that compassion? There's a compassion exercise. I don't know if you guys would like to try it now, even if you guys would be up for it. And it really is about that. Now, again, manifestation is not about self-love and all the rest of it, but in this sort of instance where you guys are perhaps looking for love, or you're on a journey that is emotionally draining, and perhaps you're being very hard on yourself, because a lot of us are, and perhaps your self-talk is a bit negative, and perhaps you're a perfectionist, and perhaps we're always giving ourselves a hard time, right? This kind of thing would assist with that. A lot of the times I would do this exercise and I would start crying, and I didn't realize how much I was holding in. So if you guys want to do it, we can do it. Yeah, Elisa, like inner child work is really important. I do that with my clients all the time. I use a method that's quite shocking. So it shocks you out of a lot of bad habits that we do as well. But we'll do a little compassion one. And Adele, you're here, my darling. I'll see you on Friday. But I hope you're feeling better. So yeah, this whole thing of micromanaging as well. You see, again, we're not being very kind to ourselves. We're not being very kind to ourselves, and we're carrying a lot of baggage. So I'm just gonna, if you've got time, as long as you're not operating heavy machinery, a lot of you might be at work, but that's okay. You can always come back to this exercise. So I'm just going to talk you through a very, very, very simple exercise, okay? And you can, if you like to, you know, sit back, relax. Maybe you want to lay down for it. Maybe you just want to allow your eyes to close down so you can fully imagine this and immerse yourself in this experience. And if you can't at the moment because you're in the middle of something, just listen along. Maybe you can take from this experience as well, even with your eyes open, even with you getting on with your day. And like I say, always return to it later on. So I'm just going to ask you now what you might be doing to just Focus your attention inwards now and just close off the world around you, because you can, because you choose to do so, because it feels good right now to just let go of some of the baggage and the limiting beliefs that are no longer serving you, the stuff that has been keeping you down, the stuff that has been playing on your mind, causing you anxiety and stress. Let's just put that all aside for one moment. Perhaps you can see yourself or feel yourself just boxing it up, compartmentalizing it and pushing it over to one side. We can deal with that later. We don't need to worry about it right now. We'll deal with that later. But for now, I choose to just clear my mind of everything that has not been serving me right now and just be present in the moment. That's right. And I'm going to allow you to just take a moment to get in this state of comfort and peace, focusing within yourself and continuing to do so as you follow my words, as you relax, as you just notice yourself sinking into this feeling even more. That's right. You notice that feeling? It's going to be different for each one of you. And as you do that, as you focus within yourself, I want you to also just pay attention to your breathing. Not trying to move it or change it in any way, but just putting your focus and attention on your breath and observing your breathing right now, noticing how slow or how fast it might be, how deep or how shallow, but just observing it, not trying to change it in any way, and just feeling at peace as you do so, and realizing how incredible you truly are, that your breathing, that your heartbeat, that your digestive system is functioning automatically right now. Who is taking over this? Think of it as your higher self or your unconscious, whatever you wish to call it, just regulating your body, your internal organs, keeping you going, keeping you flourishing with every moment that passes. And every word I say, just allowing you to sink into this moment and to realize this, that everything is truly taken care of for you right now. Everything is taken care of right now, without a single thought, without a single effort. And you can be sure with this knowledge that your manifestations are also panning out for you in this very moment. It's all taken care of. How does that feel? Just allow yourself to just immerse in this feeling right now, just taking it in, not trying to change anything, just be one with yourself. And I want you to reflect within yourself now and to think about times when you have perhaps been less than kind to yourself, times when you have been stressed out with yourself, when you've blamed yourself, when you have carried guilt or regret or anger, self-loathing, the kind of things that just don't serve us, the heavy feelings of sadness. Just reflect within yourself. Think of those moments. Just allow them to be. I want you to just detach yourself from those labels, from those emotions, just seeing them in front of you, not within you, but now in front of you. And perhaps they're represented by a shape or a figure or a color or an aura of energy that you can just shrink down because you choose so. You just choose to just shrink it down now until it just becomes nothing. That's right. And I now want you to just imagine for me, if you will, it could be a representation of something that is representative of peace, compassion, pure love. I would advise that you don't pick a person that you know, but pick something, a representative of it. It could be, for example, a childhood toy. It could be family pet. It could be, for some people, Mother Nature, whatever they represent Mother Nature as an energy, as an entity, maybe as a figure, whatever it is. But when you think of pure compassion, when you think of pure unconditional love, allow this representative to come into your mind. Perhaps you see them, perhaps you don't, perhaps you feel an energy about them. Perhaps you hear sounds connected to them, but whatever it is, you know that this is a pure representation of pure compassion, pure love, pure stability, no judgment, just total peace and calm and clarity. And I want you to just allow this representation to come all around you and to just hold on to you now, just giving you the biggest hug. You can make them as big as you would like. Just feeling yourself wrapped, immersed in this embrace, in this moment of just feeling peace and safe and secure. Pure compassion, the compassion that you perhaps have not been gifting to yourself. Allow this representative to gift it to you and show you the love that you show everyone else. Show you the peace that you show everyone else. Now is the time to gift it to yourself. And allow that to just surround you, to fill you up. That's right. Just noticing how it fills you. Let it take over you. Let the feeling just take over you. How does that feel? Are there any sensations that you notice in your body? That's okay. Just let go. And feel this compassion, this unconditional love. Feel it now, just taking all the negativity out of you and replacing it with this love, with this serenity, with this peace, this exchange that serves you so well right now, that just brings you to peace, to calm, to clarity, so that you're ready to face another day, so that you're ready to face the world and whatever the world shows at you, whether you deem it good or bad, to just feel ready, because you know compassion has your back, is always there. And anytime you need that support, anytime you need to feel that love, just come back to this exercise and feel it out. Be held, be loved, and release everything that is not serving you anymore. That's right. Now, gently in your own time, just allow yourself to just come back now. Perhaps just opening your eyes. Perhaps you want to stay and just immerse yourself in the feeling even more. Now, I don't know about you, but a few times I've done things like that, I have cried. And if I've cried, I've realized that it's been a time when I've held in a lot of pent up anguish and stress and all sorts of negative things that just did not serve me. But how do you guys feel? Are any of you now aware of the fact that we don't show ourselves much compassion on this journey? We're too busy blaming ourselves. We're too busy, let me find the next technique. Let me find the next hack. Oh no, I haven't done this. I spiraled. I reached out. I chased. I begged. You know, how many of you have done that at some point? Had a go at yourself or been frustrated at yourself? You know, a lot of us do. But you would never talk to your friends in that way. You would never talk to someone who is hurting in the way that you talk to yourself. So why do you talk to yourself that way? Why allow yourself to be put down? You know, we have to show ourselves the same compassion that we show other people. And that really does help too, because when you release some of this anguish and this tension, you're there in a state of calm again. And you can, with clarity, decipher, okay, what do I want? You know, and I'm just going to go for it because I've decided, you know. Is this still working? Is this chat still working? Have any of you said anything? Has this frozen again? I don't know if it's frozen. I'm going to say hi. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yep. CNA, I'm 43. So yeah, I was born in the early 80s. Eek. Yara. Crying is fine. Exactly. Yeah, Nicole, that's why I always say to you guys, have a cry, you know, have a vent, have a rage, because you don't want that energy inside of you destroying you in any way. Chat's still working. Pity the trolls. I know there's a few trolls on here, right? But is that because, I mean, obviously they're reflecting themselves. So you've always got to remember that. They're projecting their own insecurities. They're projecting their own issues, because they can only do that, again, from their state of consciousness. They can only occupy their state of consciousness. So those that are failing in life, those that are miserable, will want to project that onto other people, because that's how they see the world. They're going to see misery and failure in other people as well, because they are embodying that themselves. But remember, from our objective, how we choose to observe it, that's based on our self-concept, right? That's based, so we choose how we perceive it. Then myself pushed out, okay, what am I learning here about self? well, my perception of it is this, the way that I choose to see it is that. So that's telling me that I'm very secure in my state of being, that I'm actually a strong person. So that's what I'm reflecting from that. So remember, even in situations that are negative, you can still learn a lot from it, but they're always projecting themselves. So you might even start to feel pity for people who abuse you or bully you or something, because they're always coming at it from their own unhappiness, and it's a sad place to be. So yeah, 43. Yeah, thank you guys. Because I manifest, one of the things I always manifest is that I just always look young for my age. I don't connect with my age at all. Thank you so much, CNA. How to be in the state of the end and detachment at the same time. Oh, thank you guys. They're sending you love, Joseph, by the way. So detachment is, he said he'll take it. Detachment is not something that you force. That's always a byproduct. You know what it's like? Think of it like this. You have a desire for something. I'll put this in that. You know, I like to put things in analogies to try and make it easy for you guys. So imagine, for example, I decided I want to buy a pair of boots. That's what I've decided. And I'm going to go onto Amazon now. I don't know why. Let's add who shops on Amazon for boots. I have done, but bear with me. So I've gone on Amazon to search for it. I'm researching. At this point, this is me gaining the clarity of my desire, what it is that I truly want. And maybe I've seen some boots around and I've already pictured myself wearing those boots, imagining them inadvertently, because I'm trying to figure out, you know, you're always trying to figure out, is that going to suit me? Is that going to work? Now, when I have purchased those boots, I've shifted states, haven't I? I've gone from, I'm looking for it, I want a pair of boots, I need a pair of boots, and I'm looking everywhere maybe for these boots, right? To, okay, now I've gone online and now I have purchased it. That's me going into my imaginal act and feeling that wish fulfilled. Something shifts within me there and then. What do we do in the meantime? See, with doing that act, purchasing it, got the confirmation, I now have a level of detachment. I still on some level will think about it, look forward to it, but I'm not obsessing about it. I'm not feeling like I'm desperately needing it anymore. It's been taken care of, it's on its way, and I feel like I already own these boots, even though it's not physically in the 3D with me. You see this with the mindset. And so that's why I'm just able to get on with my life, do other things, get on with other things, plant other seeds of desire, make other purchases, right? Think of it that way. But it's not something you force. You don't force yourself to be detached. You are just naturally going to get to a place where it's like, I've made this purchase. I've decided that this is done. What next? What can I deal with next? I'm making my life bigger than just the one desire. That helps as well. Thank you, Yara. Did you, Mark? Yeah, you see? And I liked that style, the military style. Random G says, Joseph. And I wavy. Can you see the chat, Joe? Are you still
just
there?
hop on for a second. I was telling you, I was tagging you to make me admin, but then I realized you are on my account, so you could not see it. I was tagging you to make me admin.
Oh, I see. Yeah. This thing is still frozen.
It's all good though.
Can I choose to make people admin? Is this like TikTok?
Yeah, you just click on it, but you're on my account, aren't you?
Yes.
So you cannot.
Yes, I am. But can I choose to do it later? Can I make?
Yes, you can.
I'll make some of you guys an admin if you like. And the next time we have a live or something, we can forego, you know, some of the useless trolls that are taking up some of the chat or whatever that have nothing better to do with their life. Wait, yeah. P4L, yeah, American accent is in the background. That's Joseph Alai. I don't know if you follow his channel, but he's my recent manifestation. We manifested each other. Oh, Callista. Yeah, do you know what, Nicole? Have you noticed they never stick around, you know, because they're not getting what they want from this live. Trolls be gone. Will Joseph develop a British accent? Leah's asking.
Yes.
Yes, he already is. And apparently I'm saying some Americanisms as well. Some of my friends have made comments, so we're rubbing off on each other. But Nancy, it's good to see you, darling. Yara, you guys have been fantastic. It's been a real pleasure chatting to you this way, because I've been doing this for ages on TikTok. I just never really understood how to set this up on YouTube. I hope that all of you will engage in that compassion exercise more often, just for yourselves, just to feel good, just to relieve anxiety. How does Joseph like the UK?
A lot. I like it a lot. A lot.
Doesn't even sound like he's speaking English right now, but he was like a lot, a lot. He's liking it a lot, which is interesting, because I thought the lack of summer would put him off, but apparently he's all for it. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of lush greenery, and a lot of spiders. Set a physical boundary with my SP that I just cannot be friends anymore. I know this shouldn't ruin my manifestations, but I'm a bit exhausted and I just want to live life. Nefa, I've got that, darling. I get that, darling. You know what? That's okay. If it's too difficult, Nefa, you owe it to yourself to do what feels comfortable for you. So if you've got to take yourself away from a situation in order to heal, in order to decide what it is that you want, in order to just feel better, then do so. Absolutely do so. That's right, Molly. Yeah, I'm emo. Spiders. I know. Oh my goodness. Now they're putting all spider emojis everywhere. Now I'm going to end up manifesting. I swear I've got like spidey senses. Joe's like, no. No. Potato chips versus crisps. Yeah, and I said, what did I say? P4L. I said to Joseph, can you grab my purse? But I actually literally meant my purse, not my handbag itself. He was like, this is called purse. There's little things that we're just discovering about each other, you know. But Marissa, you're welcome, darling. I'm glad that you found the compassion exercise helpful. Athena, I'm kind of an accent enthusiast, so I want to know, do you consider your accent more like an RP or other specific one? I don't know if London accent. Oh, right, like BBC accent. I love that. I think my accent's quite neutral, to be honest. Some people say that I speak quite well or posh or whatever. I don't notice it. I don't really know what I am in terms of accent. Hey, Wolf. So, love from India. Hi, Santa. How you doing, honey? Tim. Hey, David. How you doing, hon? It's good to meet you. So, how are you guys feeling? Are you feeling a bit more okay, sort of clued up, just feeling better in general about this journey? Are we all feeling good? Are we all ready to get on with life and to manifest what you desire, and you know, to give yourself some compassion too during this? You feel relief? Good. Betsy, hi, sweetie. Casey, awesome. This is good to know. Anna, yes. Thank you, Callista. Nicole, if you say, Robert, does Joseph imagine the British meaning or the American? I think, yeah, he burst out laughing, Nicole. Definitely the American. Oh, keep the faith. Absolutely. David, yeah, I've been to the US, but only when I was young. I'm manifesting away my fear of flying right now so that I can go. I have to go and meet Joseph's family. Thank you, Leah. This is wonderful. This is really wonderful. Tim, you will be, Tim. Trust me. And your pizza? I like this. You guys are doing so well. Another live would be great. I will. Absolutely, I will. I will do more lives. I promise you. Now that I've figured this out, I will definitely do more lives. David, no, I've manifested my specific person. Well, specific person, my relationship. Nefa, you're welcome. Recommend improving self-concept. Yes, Nefa. Remember though, it's not about improving self-concept, right? It's not about make myself feel good and self-esteem and self-love. These are wonderful things to do. When it comes to manifesting a specific desire, though, the self-concept is I either am the person that has this desire or I'm not, and that's it. That's literally it. That's why people who are, say, depressed or low self-esteem, and that can still manifest and experience a relationship and love, because it's not about that. But of course, whether or not we can keep it or our insecurities get in the way, that's a different matter. So it's always worth working on. I've done things like inner child healing. You know, I'd had over the years, the decades and stuff, I'd had therapy. That's why I use it in my coaching as well, because I find it so helpful for building up ourselves. So who's thirsty? What am I missing here in this conversation? I've manifested SP back many times, but I'm always looking to see if he's fully conformed. And now walk away. I see. See, Nan, again, we're too much looking at the 3D for validation. If your SP is conformed in your imagination, if you've decided it, then every time you see them, they're conforming, they're changing. But if we're looking out for it, like I say, it's going to be harder to see, and you're going to feel like you're waiting, and you're going to feel tired with it because you're constantly going to be questioning yourself. You're always seeing through what they're saying. I get people to change what they're saying or change how they're presented to me in imagination in real time, and I'll imagine something, I'll detach from the conversation, I'll look at them and see them a certain way, and then they'll start to reflect differently. I do that with my aunt quite a lot, who's quite a harsh character. And you see, even me knowing that about her and stating that about her means that's what I experience of her. But I'm seeing a much more loving, compassionate side. And even earlier today, she sent me a message, and it could have been misconstrued again as another scathing, critical comment. But instead I was like, no, I'm not even going to see it like that. And then when I looked at it again and I read it again, I saw it completely differently. This is why manifestation is instant, right? So amazing, you manifested the fear of flying. Yeah, well, I'm working on it, Nicole. It's not gone yet, but I'm working on it. I will be flying one day. Because I am very fearful still, but we're working on that. I am no longer afraid. It's not about the SP, it's how we decide. Yeah, Marissa, yeah, exactly. It's never about them. It's always about how you see yourself. Yeah, it's always about how you see yourself, guys. But I'm glad a lot of you are feeling a lot better and optimistic. So I feel like we have done well here. I have done what I've set out to do. So I'm going to leave it there. I don't even know how to end these things. So where is the end button? Is it at the little X? Is that what it is? So, but I'm just going to say goodbyes for now. Thank you to all of you who joined in. Thank you to all of you who donated. Thank you to all of you who support Joseph and myself. Thank you to all of you for being here. And we'll do, like I said, we'll do many, many more. Won't we? Got any final words?
Live in the end.
Live in the end. That's your advice.
Don't give up. Wait, what's like something that's just really deep and obvious?
That's deep and obvious.
Yeah, like we think
this is our life. This is what we're like. Genuinely, this is literally it. It's ridiculousness all day long. Yeah, you
imagine better than the best you know. I stole that from Neville.
Works 50% of the time.
Every
all the time. Yeah, it was so bad. Love you guys. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining. You've been wonderful. And maybe see you in the next video and the next live.
Did you see how Athena cut my hair? She faded my...
What? I did the face.
She actually... She's a barber.
We had to do an imaginal
act. She went to barber school.
And I imagined him saying that he was really happy with it afterwards. But let's just say things were going wrong in the beginning. So you see, manifestation, sometimes it goes terribly wrong before it starts to go right. And this is why we don't judge the 3D, guys.
Who did I look like in the beginning?
You said Orphan Annie.
She cut my hair.
You had all the little ringlets and the little curls because it was growing so long.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Love you all and see you soon. Take care. Let's see if this works. Yeah.